What's going on, Philly? Cool, cool, cool. So as you all are coming in, please, yes, like I said, drop where you are from in the chat. And then let me know, right? Drop a number one in the chat if you are a current Airbnb host, like you are already hosting. And if you are not already hosting and you're looking to get started, drop a number two. And throughout any of this, because this is one of the larger webinars, the largest that I've had. So throughout any of this, if my connection is messing up, please just let me know. Please let me know, we can get that fixed. This session is being recorded. So you will receive access to the replay. You'll receive access to the replay following this actual session that we have. So likely tomorrow morning, I will be emailing you all with that information. And then if you are like somebody who's saying, okay, I'm actually interested in getting started, I do not already host, because I see a ton of people saying they either co-host, you're already hosting, you got 2, 3 properties, y'all going crazy, right? But if you have been interested in getting started, tell me how long, right? How long have you been interested? A year? 2 years? 3? Some of y'all been sitting on this idea for like 2 years. It's crazy. Okay, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 months, maybe longer. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we about to get to this. We have to get to this. Okay. So I'm super, super excited. We are going to be getting started very, very soon, in like a minute. So you all know that we are chatting about the framework to 6-figure success. This is my framework. So some of you might have caught the live that I did. What was it? I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago. I did a live and I pretty much broke down and started explaining what the Airbnb money framework is. Now, not necessarily this, right? This framework to 6-figure success, but what does that basic framework look like that I reference all the time in all of my videos? So that's what we're talking about today. And we're diving into that. And I'm going to show you and just intro you kind of what that looks like. And then from there, for the next 2 hours straight, let me know, right? Who's excited about the 2 hours and who's like, oh my God, is this going to be draining? Like I'm tired already. Y'all hype? Y'all hype. I'm hype with you. Because it's good. And if you've ever been in any of my trainings, you know for a fact that the time goes like that. I've done 4-hour trainings for people before. And when I've even done those, they're like, oh my God, it was not enough time because we talk about so much. Okay, perfect. And y'all can still see me? I see Letitia said, you can't see me? I think everybody else can see me, right? Okay, perfect. Cool. Anytime. And just as a favor, right, we're about to hop in, but anytime y'all see somebody in the chat, like the audio's off, the video's off, please confirm or deny. Confirm or deny, because I don't want to go messing up the flow of what we got going on if that's not actually the case. So make sure that you all are checking your internet. You have a pen and a paper, even just some sticky notes is fine, whatever you want to do, however you learn, but make sure you have something to write with and take notes with. Like I said, this is going to be recorded. However, you are going to want your own reference point, your own bullets, your own notes in terms of information that is most pertinent to you. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. Let's get started. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Precious Price. We're not going to talk too much about me, at least not right now, but I will give you a little bit of my background in just a bit. Now, as we are getting started, I just want you to let me know in the chat, right? Do any of these bullet points that I'm about to read through sound like you? So number one, you've been sitting on the sidelines considering getting started, some of you, but you have not because you feel like you just don't know everything there is to know about Airbnb, but you want to. Some of y'all want to so bad, and there isn't even an everything you need to know, right? But you've been sitting on the sidelines. Number two, you accept that just everybody is flying under the radar because you probably started calling. You've been told no thousands, hundreds. I'm gonna say hundreds because y'all don't even be calling that many people. Hundreds of times, and you think that everybody's just flying under the radar. So you almost about to do it. You're on the verge, right? This is probably your last effort of getting the real sauce behind this before you go and snap and just say, you know what, I'm about to cave in and just go get that unit. You've invested in an ebook or a course before, but you finished it kind of feeling like, I knew all of that already. I found that on Google. Like, I've seen this before. Why are they selling this information that I already know? Because y'all have been literally scrounging Google, YouTube, etc., like all of these sites, the internet. So I'm seeing a lot of yeses in the chat, right? A lot of people said yes for number 1. Some said yes for 2 and 3. The last 2 have been true and have definitely been, okay, yes. 3. Okay, somebody said none apply. I saw your tiny house video, bought my first 5 houses 5 months, bought my first house 5 months later. Set up Airbnb 4 months later, and now trying to get a second home. Can we just drop a congratulations in the chat really quick for that? Because I love when y'all take action from my free content. The tiny house stuff was free. Free. Yes, congratulations. So I'm glad that we are all on the same page. We are all trying to get to this. And number 1, we are all sick and tired of learning about this simple shit that you can find on Google. Who is with me, right? Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of buying courses, buying ebooks, buying webinars, and you're telling me what I already know, which is pretty much just like, which means you didn't let me know who this is actually for. That's just another lesson that we're getting started, right? Like, seriously. So I see a ton of yeses. Ruby says none. I got the LLC started with your help and my own research. These other courses ain't it. Literally paid $300 to be taught the illegal way. Whew. Okay, you're doing it illegally, but because of a number of people who are not, and you have so much value. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So let's keep this moving. Let's keep it going because we got a lot to get through right now. So really quickly, before we dive in, because I'm all about, if you watch any of my Instagram lives, I tell y'all discernment. Like, what is the credibility that these people have? Because a lot of you said that I've invested in courses before. I'm looking at people and they're teaching me the illegal way. What is their background? Do you know their experience, how they got started in this game? Or are they just showing you the nice cars, the numbers, and all of that? Right? And congratulations, Ruby, on getting started too. I see that, yes. So how did I get started, right? So I got started July 2018 is when I relocated here to Atlanta. So for those of you that are not familiar, I'm originally from Chicago. I went to school in Indiana. I went to Indiana University. I don't know if any of y'all are on there, right? If you're here, Hoosiers. I went to Indiana University and I relocated to Atlanta. And after relocating to Atlanta, I initially came here and I rented an apartment. And I rented that apartment. I was paying like $1,300 a month, I believe. And before I even rented the apartment, my mother had already given me the heads up before I moved here. And she's like, hey, I think you need to buy a house because that rent is too high for you to be doing that. For what you would be paying for rent, you are going to go, you can go and get a house and you would probably be having more space, but paying a lot less. And I heard her, but I didn't hear whatever. So I went and I was renting for about a year. And throughout that time that I was renting that first apartment, about halfway through, that is when I said, you know what, my mama was right. I'm tired of paying rent. I'm tired of paying this much for such a small space. So my out was when I then became and said, you know what, I want to get started with at least trying to rent this space sometimes when I'm not here. Because for those of you that are also not familiar, my full-time job prior to actually going full-time with my business now. So I went full-time, became a full-time entrepreneur this past June. Prior to that, I was working in consulting. So I was able to move and travel around during the week, which allowed me the freedom to be able to rent my space. Now, I am going to be completely transparent with y'all. Initially, when I started, because I didn't know too much, I was doing it the illegal route too. I didn't know it was illegal. Some of you don't even know it's illegal because that's how you think everybody's doing it, right? So I started doing it and I was making some good money, right? Like Super Bowl came to Atlanta. I rented my space and I'm like, oh my God, thousands of dollars in just a weekend, literally just a weekend. So I continued to do it, right? At that point, I was couch surfing with my friends. If you were my friend on here and I was couch surfing with you, shout out. But I was couch surfing with my friends and I continued to rent that space out. I continued to rent it out until I received a warning email pretty much from my apartment complex saying, hey, we found your listing. we see what you're doing, and I wanted to let you know that it's in violation of your leasing agreement. You have a strict no subletting policy. So if you want to stay within your unit, you need to remove it. So when I got that, I'm like, number one, okay, cool, this is illegal. Got it. And I stopped. For a lot of people, they don't, but I did. I decided to, right? I stopped and I said, I need to figure out a way to get more legitimate with this. And that is when I started researching how to purchase my first investment property. What would be the best avenue for that? I started doing a ton of research, started going to different housing fairs, talking with real estate agents, and I was able to close on my first home October of 2019, solely for Airbnb, solely for short-term rental. And since I purchased that home, it has been rented out the entire time, because I want you to understand, and anytime I reference this home, think about how I reference it. It's always the investment property. It's never my house. Yes, it is mine, but the moment that you start attaching yourself to any of these spaces, you're gonna get hurt, because people do not care about your space the same way that you do. So when you actually create that, separate that separation, that allows you to more easily get in here and then realize that, hey, this is just a business, and this house, this apartment, this space is just an avenue to get me to the earning potential that I want to get to. So that's what I did. Closed on that first home, October 2019. I then went and acquired a second home via rental arbitrage, which we will talk about in just a bit, July of 2020. So that was my second rental property that I then started upon. And in the midst of actually closing on that one, or closing that deal, I was building, or in the process of building, what was mentioned before, which is the tiny house. So the tiny house is located in the backyard of my first investment property, and I rent both of them out separately. A lot of people like to ask if I do that together. It's separate. We can talk about that on another day. So I did that, finished the tiny house. So the build started about November 2020, though I was researching all of 2020. We finished the build for the tiny house in March of 2021, but December 2020 is when I had officially hit that $60,000 mark in my total earnings. And that felt really good. That is when I then said, you know what, rather than just house hacking, because typically the introduction to real estate, people tell you to house hack. And that's how I started. It was more so just kind of side hustling. I did not plan to scale. However, after hitting that mark, I then realized just how much money was in this industry. And I said, you know what, I need to tap in even further. So July 2021 rolled around. I started doing my research on how can I get even more legitimate with this, because I didn't want to go spending $30,000 more dollars on the tiny house. I didn't want to go spending more money on closing on a house or an investment property. So I really wanted to figure out how I could get it started renting, and renting the right way, whether that is via a landlord or via apartment complexes and corporate leasing. So I was able to successfully sign 5 different apartments here in Atlanta with corporate leasing back in July 2021. And now we are in, it's not November, it's December, but I'm kind of moving over back into the tiny house space. So that's just where I am. And I say all of that just to provide you with a bit of comfort, and just to show you that any avenue, and you'll see when we actually walk through the different methods of how you can enter into this market, most of the avenues that are available to you, I have done. So that is my credibility. And when I talk about discernment, this is the type of discernment that I want you to have with any coach, any expert, any guru that is teaching you anything, especially when it comes to your money, especially when it comes to your money. So that's me. All right, now let's dive into what our goal is for tonight and get into this content. So my goal tonight, honestly, like really, is to just help you to fully understand, right? How do you legitimately build an Airbnb business? Not just, okay, I'm side hustling, or okay, I'm just making a little money on the side, I just want to pay, my rent. But how do you really build a legitimate business behind this, and without all the risk, right? Without the, eviction, without getting shut down, wasting money, any of that. How do you do that? So that's what we're going to be talking about. And that is my main goal, because I want you to experience some of the screenshots that I have, right? Like this is just a screenshot from my email of just some payouts just from September that I was receiving. These are the types of emails. These are the types of notifications that I want to get you to from actually fully understanding this business. Because yes, you can get started and you can just list it and not understand anything and hope that some bookings hit the fan, right? Hope that somebody comes through your space and actually leaves you a good review. Or you can have a real strategy behind it. And that's what this webinar is about. So let's dive in. I've already told you, but I'm going to make a very much executive decision. I want to skip all of the basic stuff, right? All the basic shit of what is Airbnb, how much money is in this industry. We've talked about that. Y'all know that already. Even the platform walkthrough, you know how it looks, right? We're not talking about that. That's information that you can easily find on Google, or you can easily just find on my page. This is the raw, non-Googleable, hopefully that's the word, non-Googleable strategic way, right? Strategic tactics that we are going to be diving into today.